The political tug of war is our top focus story in Chennai. Latest news that's coming in, Pandiarajan, the Education Minister of Tamil Nadu, who had defended Sasikala just till 24 hours back, is with Panneerselvam. Panneerselvam, even as we speak. And I quickly want to cut across to India Today's editor, Shiv Arur, for more on this big story. Shiv, on the 9th of February, Pandiarajan had a 30-minute meeting with His Excellency TN Governor as part of the AIDMK team led by our General Secretary, that's Sasikala, presented a case for swearing her in early, and suddenly there's a change. Explain the change and the circumstances, Shiv.
Well, this is an absolutely enormous development in the political quagmire between the Panneerselvam and Sasikala camp. Remember, Mafoy Pandiarajan is the Education Minister of Tamil Nadu, known to have been a staunch supporter of Sasikala, one of the first and most senior leaders and most influential leaders to throw in his lot with Sasikala. He was there when Sasikala met the governor as well. He's been facing a lot of social media anger because of his open support for Sasikala, and that is the reason why his presence now at the Panneerselvam residence on Greenways Road in Chennai is such a huge development. Has he crossed over formally what this meeting is all about? Let's first listen into some sound that we've been getting when Mr. Pandiarajan arrived there at Mr. Panneerselvam's residence.
You see fireworks also, firecrackers being burst here. Hundreds of them who've now turned up here to show their support for Panneerselvam. Many of them making their way into the Chief Minister's residence. This is minutes after Mafoy Pandiarajan turned up here to express his support with Panneerselvam. For his supporters, this is a big victory. They believe that this is more or less done, that their Chief Minister Panneerselvam will really pouring in over the last many.
Okay, we'll get back to that in just a bit. Sasikala is speaking. There is rapid breaking news here on India Today. We're broadcasting from Poise Garden. I want to quickly go across to India Today's Akshita Nandagopal, who joins me live from the Panneerselvam residence on Greenways Road in Chennai. Akshita, big political development today. This is going to come like a thunderbolt to the Sasikala camp. If it means anything, take us through what happened when Mafoy Pandiarajan, known to be a staunch supporter of Sasikala, appears to have jumped ship. He's meeting with OPS now.
Not just from the people now, but also from within the party. Two MPs who've come here. We've seen Pandiarajan also coming in here, and minutes later, busloads of people really coming together, descending at OPS's residence at Greenways Road. A lot of activity here this Saturday. It's filled with celebrations at Chennai here as supporters have now thronged Chief Minister Panneerselvam's residence, believing that they are getting one step closer to the Chief Minister chair, that things are really moving in their favor. It's barely been 3 minutes after Pandiarajan went in that these kind of celebrations broke out. Firecrackers being burst, supporters making their way inside, even as Panneerselvam is currently in a meeting with the Education Minister. Two MPs have joined his side. We're seeing Pandiarajan also coming here, and the supporters clearly believe that this will work in his favor and that many MLAs will come together also to show their support. They've already begun their celebrations here, and we're seeing a steady flow of supporters making their way inside Panneerselvam's residence. We're expecting that maybe in another 20-25 minutes, we could be seeing Panneerselvam stepping out along with Pandiarajan to make some sort of a statement. But in the last many days, this is the first time that so many supporters have come together at Panneerselvam's residence in, of course, what they believe is a big victory.
This is an enormous development, Akshita, especially given that Mafoy Pandiarajan is not just a very influential minister, but the fact that he was one of the first who staunchly put his weight behind Sasikala, also known as Chinnamma, the name that he and many other of her supporters actually use. So for him to actually cross over at this time is not only going to be a huge morale booster for the OPS camp, but pretty damaging for the Sasikala camp, as well as a lot of other people who are looking to senior leaders like Mafoy Pandiarajan, for support on who to back in this hugely damaging war for the AIADMK, Akshita. Okay, we've got a bit of an audio problem there with Akshita. We'll try and go back to her. We'll try and fix that. I'd like to ask our producers to fix that audio because we can't lose a link with the Panneerselvam residents at this point of time. We'll get back to Akshita in a minute. But like we were saying, Mafoy Pandiarajan crossing over to the OPS camp is big. Our correspondents Akshita and Pramod Madhav are at Panneerselvam's residence at this point of time. We're expecting that OPS as well as Pandiarajan may emerge in a short while and make some kind of a joint statement in front of the media, a show of strength, because optics is where this game is being played. All of this week, it is the optics of it. It began with Panneerselvam sitting, in meditation at the Jaya Samadhi on Tuesday night, and now it's Saturday afternoon, and everything, there's been a sea change in the politics of Tamil Nadu. Right now, at OPS's residence, Pandiarajan, Mafoy Pandiarajan, the education minister, who so far had been a visible senior supporter of Sasikala and her side of the fight, appears to have jumped ship, and in a short while from now will be emerging perhaps with Panneerselvam. This is going to come as a source of great morale boosting for the Panneerselvam camp. They've already been on a bit of an energetic high. They've already had two MPs, P.R. Sundaram of Namakkal and Ashok Kumar of Krishnagiri, who pledged their support to Panneerselvam earlier this morning, two senior members of parliament from the AIADMK. And now Pandiarajan coming over. It doesn't really get bigger than this. All right, we're going to take you back to the studio with Gaurav Savant now for some of the other big developments, but we're going to stay live on Chennai. It's a long list of big developments today.
Oh, absolutely, Shiv. And the panic apparently in the Sasikala camp is very apparent. Shiv, she's also written a letter to the governor at this stage, and that's that letter that India Today is putting out. In this letter, she says, I believe Your Excellency will act immediately to save the sovereignty of the Constitution, democracy and the interest of the state. She's saying that it's been 7 long days since Chief Minister Thiru Panneerselvam submitted and Your Excellency accepted his resignation, taking the urgency of the situation at hand. So Shiv, very, very clearly, both sides are racing to get to that deadline, to get to that finish line.
It couldn't get more hectic than this, Gaurav. This is a letter that Sasikala has written to the governor saying you must act quickly. She doesn't want to wait, like you were rightly saying earlier, Gaurav. It is in Sasikala's interest for a decision to be taken quickly. It is in OPS's interest for a decision to be taken later so that he can garner more and more support from within the party. But right now, that letter, very strongly worded letter from Sasikala, breaking, of course, as always, first and exclusive here on India Today from Chennai, is basically an appeal. I think Sasikala now recognizes, especially from the reports that we've been putting out as well as, in other media, that the governor's thought process appears to be veering away from Sasikala. We want to play out what Sasikala has apparently just said. This is on Jaya TV. Let's cut in and listen.
நான் பத்திரமாக காப்பாற்றுவேன் என்றுதான் அம்மா உறுதியாக நினைத்து சென்றிருக்கிறார். தலைவருக்கு பிறகு அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தை புரட்சி தலைவி அம்மா அவர்கள் பல சோதனைகளை தாண்டி கட்டி காத்தார்கள். அதனுடைய பலன் இன்று இந்தியாவிலேயே அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம் இந்தியாவில் 3வது கட்சி என்ற பெருமையை தேடி சென்றிருக்கிறார்கள். அம்மா இப்போ நம்மிடம்தான் இருக்கிறார். அவர் நம் கழகத்தில் உள்ள புல்லுருவிகளை அம்மா அடையாளம் காட்டிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார். அப்படியென்றேதான் இன்று நடக்கும் சூழ்நிலைகள் நமக்கு தெரிவிக்கிறது.
To the AIADMK saying that Amma has left her support with the AIADMK as well as Sasikala saying that 1 crore of people have trusted her party, have trusted the AIADMK to not just carry forward Amma's legacy but also to ensure the progress of Tamil Nadu.
ஒரு ஏகு கோட்டை. அந்த கோட்டையை யாரும் அசைக்க முடியாது. அம்மாவும் நிறைய போராட்டங்களை சந்தித்துதான்
our AIADMK nobody can affect the party and there is no way anybody can break apart the AIADMK. She's saying this is something that Jayalalitha said and we continue to hold on to those ideals.
நான் எதற்கும் அஞ்ச போவதில்லை. நாம் நியாயமாகவும் ஜனநாயகத்தோடு
with all of you supporting me I will never be affected by anything that's happening around me.
ஓரளவுக்கு மேல்தான் நாம் பொறுமையை கையாள முடியும். அதற்கு மேல் நாம் ஒன்று சேர்ந்து செய்ய வேண்டியதை செய்யும்.
Only can I keep calm. After a point even I have to react. I will not be affected by all that's happened around me.
அம்மா என்னிடம் விட்டு சென்றிருக்கிறார். இந்த கட்சியையும் இந்த ஆட்சியையும் வழி நடத்த வேண்டிய பொறுப்பு என்னிடம் உள்ளது. ஒன்றரை கோடி தொண்டர்களை அம்மா விட்டு சென்றிருக்கிறார். அவர்கள் எனக்கு துணை இருக்கும் போது ஒரு சிலரின் ஆட்டங்கள் இங்கே ஒன்றும் செய்துவிட முடியாது. எனக்கு எல்லாமே நீங்கள் தான்.
One crore people trusted Amma and I will ensure that I also take care of all of you. You are my everything. Amma's legacy I will take care of.
அம்மா உறுதியாக நினைத்து
her followings, her messages I will also carry forward very carefully.
தலைவருக்கு பிறகு அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தை புரட்சி தலைவி அம்மா அவர்கள் பல சோதனைகளை தாண்டி கட்டி காத்தார்கள். அதனுடைய பலன் இன்று இந்தியாவிலேயே அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம்
the AIADMK what it is today.
இந்தியாவில் 3வது கட்சி என்ற பெருமையை தேடி சென்றிருக்கிறார்கள்.
In India itself the AIADMK is the 3rd largest party. She made AIADMK the 3rd largest party in India with over a crore people supporting us.
நம் கழகத்தில் உள்ள புல்லுருவிகளை அம்மா அடையாளம் காட்டிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார். அப்படியென்றேதான் இன்று நடக்கும் சூழ்நிலைகள் நமக்கு தெரிவிக்கிறது. 1.5 கோடி தொண்டர்கள் நம்மிடம் இருக்கும் வரை நம்மளை பிரிச்சு ஆட நினைக்கும் எவராக இருந்தாலும்
are on our side. And people who think they can split us, whoever it may be, will not be successful.
யாரும் அசைக்க முடியாது.
Just like Jayalalitha has said in the past, we are a house that will stay together and we will not be shaken by anything that happens around us. We will stay together.
இப்ப நமக்கும் அந்த சோதனை
Amma
வந்திருக்கிறது.
also faced many challenges, but she rose above them all to reach where she did in the last many years. Similarly, I will learn from it and we will all stand together.
நியாயமாகவும்
We
ஜனநாயகத்தோடு
will not be shaken by any of it.
நம்பிக்கை ஊட்டுவதால் கொஞ்சம் அமைதி காக்கிறோம். ஓரளவுக்கு மேல்தான் நாம் பொறுமையை கையாள முடியும்.
I will ensure
அதற்கு மேல்
that judicially and within whatever purpose I can serve, I will ensure I can do all I can. I will do all that I can, ensuring that I am calm, ensuring that I am collected, and in the name of justice.
இந்த கட்சியையும்
All right, we'll get back to that in a bit, but live updates coming in. Panneerselvam is currently speaking after speaking to Mafa Pandiarajan. We're going to cut across live to that and continue translating exactly what he's saying.
மீண்டும் தர்மமே வெல்லும் என்பதுதான் வரலாறு. அந்த வரலாற்றை இங்கு இருக்கின்ற மக்கள் சக்தி நிரூபித்து காட்டும் 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 என்று சொல்லி இங்கு வருகை புரிந்திருக்கின்ற அனைவருக்கும் தொடர்ந்து 6 நாட்களாக இங்கு வருகை புரிந்திருக்கின்ற அனைத்து பெருமக்களுக்கும் தொண்டர்களுக்கும் செயல் வீரர்களுக்கும் அனைத்து பொறுப்பாளர்களுக்கும்
all the ground level workers, the cadre, the people and the supporters,
தாய்மார்கள் சகோதரிகளுக்கும்
the media, all my media friends, my supporters, my well-wishers, my family friends,
அனைவருக்கும் இங்கு தினந்தோறும் ஆயிரக்கணக்கில் இல்லை லட்சக்கணக்கான தொண்டர்கள் மாண்புமிகு அம்மாவுடைய உண்மை தொண்டர்கள் இங்கு வருகை புரிந்திருக்கிறார்கள். அவர்களுக்கும் என்னுடைய இதயபூர்வமான அன்பு
all right, slogans being raised now, backing O Panneerselvam, all of them screaming O Panneerselvam Varga and invoking Amma's name as well.
பாதங்களை தொட்டு நான் நன்றி சொல்லி நிறைவேறுகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
I want to thank and welcome every one of you who's gathered here to support me with humility. I thank all of you for being here.
அப்பொழுது அவர் பேசும்பொழுது
Okay, so we'll continue getting you exactly what O Panneerselvam is saying. He's continuing to speak just meters away from me inside his residence, but big developments taking place. Shiv at Poise Garden, Sasikala Natarajan speaking, saying that anyone who tries to defeat her, she will emerge on top, keeping in mind Amma's challenges and how she overcame them, and she will remember Jayalalitha's ideals, Jayalalitha's beliefs, and carry them forward. Even as that happens here at O Panneerselvam's residence, we saw Pandiarajan reaching along with hundreds of supporters who made their way inside. Panneerselvam is currently speaking. What we dipped into initially was him thanking everyone who's gathered there to show the support for him, saying that he, with humility, would like to thank and welcome them to his home here.
Akshita, this is an incredible moment, in this entire crossfire and flashpoint between Sasikala and Panneerselvam, where you're standing. Huge celebrations after, the jumping of ship by Mafoy Pandiarajan. You've got an air of total confidence and total celebration there in the Panneerselvam camp. Here at Poise Garden, where I'm, going live from, it's, things are very, very different. Sasikala has not emerged since Thursday night when she came back after that meeting with the governor, Akshita. She's written a letter now, as India Today has just broken to our viewers, written a letter to the governor saying he must take a decision quickly to end the current stalemate in the state, and that she's willing to bring her MLAs for that meeting to prove that she has their complete support, and they will pledge in front of him as well. Now, the onus is on the governor. Remember, we know that the governor, the sense that we've gotten from the governor's office, Akshita, is that he's not going to take a decision until, there is more clarity on what's going to be coming next week. That appears to be clear. The question now to ask is whether the governor will respond to Sasikala's letter and whether he will give her time. She says she wants to meet him today. Will he give her the time? But Akshita, you translated that speech for our viewers very, very effectively, giving our viewers a real sense of what Sasikala said in that speech to her supporters at Vedanilayam. One part of it, Akshita, I wanted to ask you about. She said, we will be patient for a decision, but our patience is not endless. And once our patience runs out, we know what we have to do. That's a very, very aggressive stance that the Sasikala camp appears to be taking now, Akshita.
Absolutely, and you know what also I noticed, Shiv, was that in every single line she would invoke Jayalalitha's name, saying that look, Jayalalitha faced many challenges. She brought AIADMK to what it is today, and I will carry forward her ideals come what may. She's also pointed out that this is a party that's got crores of followers, crores of supporters, and none of them will be deterred by people who she claims are trying to disrupt and ruin this party. So that's when, of course, she made that very, very strong statement, saying, of course, that I do, of course, handle things very calmly, very patiently, but after a point, I will take a very, very strong stand on these kind of issues.
Absolutely. Akshita, we're going to come back to you, so stay live with us as we continue our live broadcast from the two big warring camps for the throne of Tamil Nadu. I'm here at Poise Garden, where Sasikala's home is. Akshita is reporting live from Panneerselvam's residence. We've got our reporters at that resort as well. We're going to get you some dramatic drone footage in just a moment from now of where that luxury resort is and what's going on inside. We've got all the inside details and all the news breaks right here on India Today. You're not going to get those news breaks or the depth of information and reporting anywhere else.